I thought I'd do a little video update on my never-ending search for C-band satellite dishes. I usually run an ad online looking for parts or dishes that people no longer want. And in my area, there seems to be quite a few of these things still around. Recently, I was offered a C-band dish, this one here you see in these pictures. And this dish was complete. Unfortunately, I was not able to take it though. The reason being is that it was mounted extremely high, much higher than I normally find these dishes installed. And the reason is because it was installed in a small backyard and it had to reach over a house. So the post they installed it on was probably twice as long as a post it's normally mounted to. And by the time I got up to the top to dismantle the dish safely, I would be probably at least 20 feet in the air. And I'm not comfortable being up on a ladder that high, especially when there's a risk of falling like that. It's just not worth my safety to get a free satellite dish. And the owner told me that this dish was originally craned in to the backyard from the neighbor's driveway. So that tells you something about the difficulty of installation. So unfortunately, I had to let this dish go, and it's probably going to be cut down and sold for scrap by somebody. But interestingly enough, the metal that you get out of these dishes and even the post, you're probably only getting $30 of scrap metal out of the whole thing. So is it really worth the time to cut it all down and take it to a scrapyard when you consider gas, time, and your effort? I don't know about that. Anyways, I had to let this one go, but I got another offer from somebody else who had some C-band dish parts laying around. And when I got to the house, the person showed me the parts, and he was kind of proud that he had cut it all up for me, thinking that I was going to take it for scrap, I guess. Well, it turns out I only got a few sections here of the dish, two sections, and the mesh is still pretty good. So at the very least here, I could probably salvage one panel and have some spare mesh as well as a spare frame. I also got a nose cone L&B cover that's in good condition, and also the pyramid metal base. He cut the post in half, unfortunately, but that's something I could probably have welded back together if I needed to use this post. So I got a few spare parts out of the deal, and all it cost me was a little bit of time, drive across town and pick it up. So I do pick up spare parts like this from time to time if I find them, because I always figure you never know if you'll need some mesh to repair a dish, or an extra nose cone if one breaks. The other thing too is some of these bolts are hard to find, such as the elevator bolts on these dishes. Some of them are very short, so whenever I can pick up spare parts and maybe get a longer elevator bolt, all that means is I'll be able to lower my dish a little more to pick up those far western satellites easier and also safer, so that I'm not risking dropping the dish entirely trying to lower it with a bolt that's too short. So anyways, that's just a quick update on my endeavors to find spare C-band dish parts or salvage entire C-band dishes from ending up at a scrapyard.